Hey guys, this is Heather. Welcome to Winter Wellness by me and my friend Jess. We did this class on Facebook Live and I wanted to share it here with you all. Be sure to click subscribe to find more classes and information, and also check out the link in the description to find out more about oils and follow my blog.
So, Heather, that's Jessica. I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself and then I'll jump on in.
Awesome. Hey, friends. We are so excited you guys are here. I'm just going to tell you kind of how I got started with essential oils, and then Heather's going to do the same thing, and then we'll get rocking on how to avoid all the crud that's been going around all winter, and literally everybody seems to be falling below the wellness line. So my story is about 5 years ago, I was feeling unwell, but year round. What it felt like was pain in my ears. And I was teaching middle school at the time with like a hot mug of tea pressed to the side of my face. It was a hot mess. And I saw every doctor in Syracuse. And after a lot of different tests and a lot of different medications and a lot of different people telling me that nothing was wrong with my ears, I finally underwent an allergy test, and I was allergic to all 20 items on the test. So that was super fun. And we changed our bedding, and we bought a house I wasn't allergic to. We did all the things, and it still didn't. I literally was allergic to my apartment, and that's why we bought our house. And it still didn't make enough of a difference. And then right around then, I met someone who had just been on a similar health journey, different issue, who'd been introduced to essential oils. So I met this woman on a yoga retreat, and she was sharing and ranting and raving, and I got to try them. I was like, okay, this might be witchcraft, but I'm going to give it a shot because I'm super desperate. And I came home, did tons and tons of research. It was very clear that Young Living was like the best available. If you guys know me, you know I did like over research. And I bought what's called a starter kit, and I never looked back. I addressed allergies and sleep and all the things that all the doctors talked to me about. And now I get to live from a place of preventing all the issues, including not getting sick yet this winter. So that's been really, really cool. Speaking of all the things doctors say and getting sick, etc., we just need to clear the air right away that neither Heather or myself are a doctor. Heather is a nurse, but we cannot diagnose, prescribe, treat, or cure. So we're not going to try to do that tonight. If you guys are like, hey, I have this issue, we can't prescribe you an essential oil for that, which makes sense. It's not our job. But what we can do is tell you about how cool these oils are, the properties these plants have, and the experiences that we've had with them. And then you as a critical consumer get to do your own research and figure out other things that are going to work for you as well. So we're super excited to share with you guys tonight, and I'll let Heather introduce herself.
I'm Heather. Hello. I am a former nurse, now stay-at-home mom to 3 kids, and I got started into essential oils about 3 years ago, like really into it. I was making an international move, and I was really struggling with losing my community, moving to a place I didn't know anyone. And I was really having a lot of emotional issues. And the starter kit was what everyone recommended online. Basically, they recommended all these essential oils. And I'm pretty crunchy. I was breastfeeding. I didn't want to take any medicine. And so this was like my last ditch effort before going to see my doctor again, because I'd already seen him one time and he was like, go run. And that helped a little bit, but I needed something more than that. So I got into it for that. And then they sort of like, once I got the kit and I saw all the stuff I could use them for, I use them for everything. I've used them on my kids. My youngest is 1 year old and I have like the oily pregnancy, the birth and the baby, and he's been oily since before he was even born. And I think, like, I don't know how many of you here are members. If you're a member, like, give us some hearts, because my life before I started using essential oils and my life now, it's not like there was some magical aura that like happened and like my life is magically perfect. But I remember being so frustrated when something would come up and I didn't know what to do for it. I didn't know how to keep my family well. I didn't know why we kept getting sick every winter. And this year we've only been sick one time. And considering like my kids go to church and all that stuff and they're around sick kids a lot, like I feel like that's pretty awesome. And we didn't have to go see a doctor. We didn't have to get prescriptions. We didn't have to do any of that stuff. So I don't know why you're here today. But it's because of reason. It's because like you're not happy with the way things are going. Maybe your family's always getting sick. Maybe you're dealing with anything, or maybe you just heard and you've been curious. So I think health is about decisions we make every day. So it's not about I'm going to do one good thing per week. It's every choice we make. It's the food that we eat. It's how if we exercise and all that. But it's also the things that we put on our bodies and we put in our home, and that matters just as much as, if not more, than what we're eating and how we're exercising. So did you know that in your house, your air can be 5 to 10 times more polluted than the air outside your house? If you think about it, that's pretty crazy. And it's because of the products that we're using in our home, they stay in our home. So think about like air fresheners, cleaners, dryer sheets. You know, when you can smell that stuff in your house, those are like chemicals that you're getting and you're inhaling when you smell that. I can remember when I was little, standing in front of our vent outside of our house and being like, oh, this smells so amazing. It's like warm and it smells good. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like chemical fragrance I was breathing in. Cleaning products, all that kind of stuff. Usually when you get it, you get a headache, and that's your body signaling you that's not good for you. So I know that hearing all of this can be overwhelming, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to replace everything all at once. And I felt the same way when I started getting into living more chemical free and trying to ditch all the chemicals. But they're facts, and you got to start somewhere. So we can't like just ignore it and pretend like, oh, if I don't know, it doesn't matter. So telling you to go home and like throw everything away. Maybe you want to. I've done that before. But you're in charge of your house and your health. You're the gatekeeper. You're in charge of what comes in, what your kids are exposed to, and your pets and your husband and all of that. And no one else can tell you what to do. So I think we can all agree that living a chemical-free lifestyle is so important, and any way that we can make that change. And I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, but when I know a place I can cut out on the chemicals, I'm definitely going to do it. So I'm going to let Jess tell you a little bit more about like what essential oils are and take over for a few minutes.
Okay, so essential oils, aside from being the greatest thing in the entire world, are an extremely potent oil that can evaporate. We call that volatile. And they come right from a plant. So when you pick a peppermint leaf in your backyard and you crush it between your fingers, that's what you're feeling on your hand is the essential oil. But obviously it's a lot more potent when it's been collected in this little bottle. So in a plant, the essential oil is what it uses to heal itself. It's similar to our blood. It's the liquid that runs throughout the plant. It's how it protects itself. And then we know for millennia that plants have been used for their healing properties. So they're going to maintain all of those healing properties once we turn them into a little bottled essential oil. So because they have all of these plant healing properties, essential oils can support literally everything in our lives. So healthy brain function, healthy weight, emotional support. Does anyone here not need emotional support? Because you're a liar if you're going to raise your hand to that, right? Okay, even if you're a mama, if you love your job, if you're single, like whatever the deal is, we all need emotional support sometimes. We all also are encountering germs everywhere that we go. So when someone comes home from school or someone comes home from work, or if you go to the gym, everyone there is a germ factory, and you can protect yourself using essential oils. We can use them to calm down, to de-stress at bedtime. And then they can also be really invigorating and uplifting, help you study, help you focus. And they are an alternative way to clean everything in your house. So one bottle of Thieves Cleaner can literally replace every single cleaning product you have in your home. So we used to have a cupboard just full of like all the things. And now we have like 2 bottles, and they're both made with Thieves Cleaner. All of our granite, all of our stainless steel, everything in the bathroom, everything in the kitchen. It's awesome. So that way you know even what you're cleaning with, right? Let's say you have a small baby, they lick everything, right? My dog licks everything, and his little paws are touching the floor everywhere we go. So if I was mopping with something chemically, that's absorbing into his system all the time, or into someone who's crawling, or if you're walking around with bare feet. Everything that you wear is putting whatever you washed it in on your skin, in your body every single day. So if you are already a lover of Thieves Cleaner, give me some hearts in the comments. That would be awesome. So that's like one way that we have changed everything in our house and made actually our lives so much more affordable. Cleaning products are really expensive, but they are not anymore. So today we're going to be talking about what's called the Young Living Premium Starter Kit, which is how basically everybody gets started when they join Young Living and start their essential oil journey. So this Young Living Starter Kit is $160, which is the greatest deal that I have ever encountered. I came to oils from extreme couponing, and this deal makes my heart so happy. So it's basically over 50% off of all of these items put together. But it's 11 of Young Living's most awesome oils, all the fan favorites, and a freaking awesome diffuser, which Heather is going to show to you now.
Yes, okay. So I really want to tell you about this because it's super important in the winter wellness world. Okay, so firstly, when you inhale an oil, I think we can all like remember a time where we inhaled something and it instantly brought back a memory. So research shows that when you inhale essential oils, it activates the part of the brain that controls memory, emotions, and like your state of mind. So basically in less than a second, I think it takes like a very short amount of time, the scent has the power to activate parts of your brain and also emit an emotional or physical response. So basically, this is a diffuser. This is one of the diffuser models. This is called the Dewdrop. And it has a little part inside, has a little well, and you fill it with water and you put a few drops of essential oil. So imagine I'm going to put like eucalyptus and lavender here before I go to bed. And when I put it in there, I turn it on and it puts out this mist that has that smell. So it puts it into the air. I'm breathing it in. I'm getting that eucalyptus like all up in my nostrils. I use that for the kids at bedtime. So not only can you really help with your emotional balance, where you can put calming and relaxing oils in there, or uplifting, or fresh and energizing. I think we can all use a little pick-me-up or a little bit of a de-stress at the end of the day or at the end of a hectic day. It's just nice to unwind. So a good thing about diffusers is they cleanse the air of impurities and like smells. We have things we diffuse. We don't use any artificial fragrances or candles or anything like that, because not only, as I mentioned earlier, is that like putting chemicals into your home. There's studies coming out all the time about how artificial fragrances are linked to asthma and all these other problems that we have. And now that I don't use any artificial fragrances, I can't even go somewhere that has it without getting a headache, because I'm now like desensitized to that smell. So your house is going to smell amazing. I feel like my house smells like a super high-end boutique spa when I walk in, and I'm like, it smells so botanical and amazing and relaxing. And everyone, when they come into my house, they're always like, oh, it smells so good in here. Your house can smell good like that too. I wish you could smell the awesomeness that I'm diffusing in my diffuser right now. So you're going to make your home smell amazing, but you're not damaging your health. You're not exposing your kids to the fragrance. You don't have to worry about getting headaches or giving anyone else a headache when they come in. So, but the immune support aspect of that is huge. The respiratory support that you can get by putting those things in the diffuser is top notch. And so now I'm going to let Jess tell you about other ways.
I feel like there's a tiny delay and I thought you were paused. Okay, so another way we love to use oils is what's called topically, which is putting right on your skin. So every single one of the oils has on its label some directions about how to use it well, so you know if you want to dilute it or if it's a more gentle oil that you don't need to worry about. But basically this looks like using it on your skin. So this oil right here is called Stress Away. So I'm just going to put a drop on my wrists. Some people are like, you have to drip it, but I don't care. I just get right up in there. Okay, or like every morning I wake up and I dump frankincense all over my face. Okay, so typically though, the idea of if a little is good, then a lot is better is not correct when it comes to essential oils. A tiny, tiny bit goes a very, very long way. So essential oils are very potent, very powerful. So you want to go what we call low and slow, right? Just a few drops at a time, experimenting slowly over time, usually just a couple drops, both in the diffuser and topically. And then because of essential oils' molecular size, they're much smaller than our cells, which actually allows them to permeate our skin, permeate the bloodstream. And your skin is the largest organ that you have, right? So everything that touches your skin, your shampoo, your deodorant, your makeup, your lotion, is absorbing directly into your bloodstream and carrying all those toxins to all of your organs, right? So when most people think about getting healthy, they're like, I'm going to go on a diet and I'm going to start running, and that's about it, which, while those things are super important, not that I run, but I recognize that it's important to do. In all actuality, what you should really be concerned about is what is touching your skin all the time. So when you ingest something, it at least goes through a filter and gets broken down by the enzymes in your stomach, etc. Right, Kristen? But your skin has no filter. So we think of our skin as kind of a barrier, but it's really more of a carrier. It's absorbing everything in. So I don't know if you guys have heard this statistic, but the average woman applies over 300 chemicals to her body every single day, 80% of which is before breakfast. Think shower, getting dressed for the day, putting on makeup. Does that freak you out? Because it freaks me out a lot. So start thinking about all the products that you've been using for years, right? I was shocked. I was totally freaked out. So what Heather said at the beginning, like, you don't have to throw all your things out right away. You don't, but I did. I flipped out and I cleaned house because it really does freak me out. When I was learning this information, I was super overwhelmed. But we don't use anything synthetic anymore. I don't use any lotions from the store, perfumes, anything like that. All I use is essential oils. And to be honest, every time someone hugs me, they're like, you smell so good. And I'm like, I don't even know what it is. They're like coming out of my pores at this point, right? And then there's a third way we use essential oils that Heather's going to tell you about.
Yeah, okay, so the third way you can use essential oils is internally. So Young Living has a line for internal usage, and it's called the Vitality line, and it'll look like this. So just a little like insider tip, these oils aren't new. The labeling is new, yes, but it's actually the same exact essential oil that is in the regular lemon bottle. So Young Living did this because they wanted to make a clear distinction between which oils are safe to take internally. So you know if it comes in a Vitality label, then it is safe to take internally. So I right now have peppermint water. It's like giving me a little boost of energy. It's soothing my tummy. I love that pick me up. If you think about having a lemon wedge in your water, instead of doing that, and not only are you getting the like the acid from the lemon and the calories and the sugar and all that kind of stuff, you just add a drop of lemon in your water. And not only talk about money saving, you don't have to buy lemons and then half of it goes bad because you don't ever use the other half. You've got your bottle and it's whenever you need it. So when you use essential oils in water, you're going to want to use it in glass or stainless steel or ceramic or something like that. And you can even cook with them. So I actually make peppermint brownies, or I make a fruit dip with orange or citrus fresh or different things like that, and they're delicious. Everyone always wants my recipe. There's no secret. It's peppermint oil in a box brownie mix because that's how I roll. So another good thing about taking them internally is they have antioxidants. And when you're using that, there's lots of things in the environment that give us free radicals, and these antioxidants just get rid of them. So free radicals just make your body age a little bit faster, which I don't know about you, but I don't want to age any faster than I have to. And another way we get it is in our Ningxia. We're going to talk a little bit more about this later, but I have this every day. It's full of antioxidants, and it's specially formulated to fortify the body, replenish key nutrients, and it's delicious. It has essential oils and wolfberries, gives me energy. It's honestly how I survive. I don't drink coffee or caffeine of any kind, and everyone's always like, how do you survive? I just use this kind of stuff to pick me up instead. So Jess is going to tell you more about Ningxia.
Yes, so Heather just showed you the bottle. It also comes in little packets like this. And when you grab a starter kit, you get 2 packets like this so that you can start to learn about Ningxia. And then you will very quickly find yourself investing in a lot of Ningxia. But this is one of the key secrets that I think has been keeping us well all winter. So I normally drink 1 of these packets a day, 1 to 2 ounces. But lately I've been like, whole bottle in my drink? Okay, just like, don't come near me, sickness, right? So let's get a little bit of hearts for those of you that love Ningxia Red. This is one of the greatest things ever. So here's the deal though. This is a daily use type of thing, as are your essential oils. Okay, so when you're talking about supporting your immune system and having enough antioxidants, that is a daily ritual. That's not like a, oh, I take this drug when I'm not feeling well type of scenario. Okay, so we actually joined something that's part of Young Living called Essential Rewards, which is every month we get free stuff for buying the stuff that we were gonna buy anyway. So when I need all the thieves and all the Ningxia to stay well, Young Living's like, cool, want some freebies on top of it? Do you want points to buy free stuff with? And as a former extreme couponer, my answer is yes. The answer is always yes, right? Okay, so think about, what do you need to do every day to stay well? Let's say you're trying to be in shape and lose weight, right? You're not like, once a week, I'm gonna eat a salad and hit the gym. Just once a week, and that should be fine. Anyone who has ever seriously gone after their fitness knows that that's the case, right? To lose weight, to get in shape, to feel healthier, you have to work on that daily. That's like you don't go on a diet, you change a lifestyle way of eating, you change a lifestyle way of working out. In the exact same way, right? You need to have a lifestyle of using your oils, using your supplements, drinking Ningxia Red. You have to take action daily, because also, newsflash, free radicals are attacking your cells daily. So you can't just once a week try to address them and think you're gonna stop the aging process, the getting sick process, any of that. Okay, so we are all using our oils on a daily basis, diffusing as often as possible, drinking as much Ningxia Red as my husband will let me buy. Okay, whatever I have to do. So when you grab your oils, you might want to think about, all right, do I need a thieves cleaner and some Ningxia Red? How do I get started, best set up to actually change my life, right? You don't want to just be like, well, I'm going to smell this one bottle and then be like, oh, it didn't really change anything, right? So we want to help you guys get set up, not only be well right now, but to really embark on a totally new journey of living well.
Yes, I just want to be like, when you're talking, I just want to be like, yes, amen. Okay, so why Young Living? So first of all, Jess mentioned how she did research. I did loads of research before I got started too, because my daughter I had bought some oils for cleaning, trying to make my own cleaners. And I bought some that was supposedly good and supposedly pure. And my daughter had a really bad skin reaction to one that was extremely diluted, and it was lavender, super gentle. And once I saw that, I was like, okay, they're really real. Like, I used to think people were lying when they talked about quality, but it is totally a thing. It really makes a difference in the quality, because Young Living is founded in 1993, so it has over 25 years of, or is over 20 years old. It's going to be on its 25th year this year, and they have over 25 years of research and experience. So they also have what they call their seed to seal guarantee. They use the highest standards possible, and they follow the oil, like this little oil in this little bottle, from seed to seal in the bottle when it's sealed in there and sent to you. So Young Living is the leader in producing and guaranteeing 100% therapeutic grade. So Gary Young, our founder, has built 9 farms around the world and partners with farms around the world that all uphold our seed to seal standard. So they also grow it worldwide so that these plants can actually grow in the environment that they're meant to be grown in. That's something I love about Young Living, is that they are all about not only the quality of the oil and their product that they're going to sell, but they really are stewards of the earth. They replenish, they rotate crops. They really do stuff to take care. It also means that they hand weed. They don't use pesticides and all that kind of stuff. It's beyond organic. So they also do a lot of their own distilling, and they welcome people to come to their farms. Jess and I have both been to their farms. We've been there, seen the distillery. It smells amazing, by the way. And it's just so cool to see like all that goes into it, and all of we saw their lab. We went and toured their lab, and it's insane the amount of testing that they do on all their oils. So some red flags when you're looking at oils that I didn't know before was, if you get a bottle of essential oil from somewhere and you think it's pure, if it has an expiration date on it, it's not pure. So true essential oils never expire. Also, smell it. Does it smell like delicate and organic and like kind of earthy, or does it smell like, does the batch vary from smell to smell? When they do vary, it's a good thing. It means the smell is changed by the growing standard or the growing environment, the time of year, how much rain it got, all these things. And that's like a really good thing. If they smell the same all the time, it means that they're processed in big batches. They use chemicals to extract it. And lavender shouldn't smell like a hint of vanilla. It shouldn't smell like the lavender that you buy in your Febreze spray cleaner. Peppermint shouldn't smell like a candy cane. It's going to smell like a straight up, really potent mint. So don't just think about, oh, this smells like my candle that I have, because it's not going to smell like, if it smells like that, it's probably not pure. So that's kind of what I wanted to go through, but Jess is going to share a little bit more about specific grades.
Yeah, so the FDA does not regulate essential oils. They're neither a food nor a drug, which does mean that there is no labeling law or rating system that regards essential oils in general. There are different grades of essential oils we can talk about, but more important is the fact that while we can actually label anything a pure or therapeutic grade oil, that only means that 5 to 10% of that essential oil has to actually be there. So you have 90 to 95% that could be a solvent, a chemical extender, a carrier oil, who knows what. So the only way that you can know what's in that bottle is by understanding the company that is producing that oil, which is what makes Young Living's Seed to Seal so important. So essential oils is absolutely a place where you get what you pay for, right? So we're talking about a dollar menu hamburger versus an organic grass-fed Angus hamburger, right? Why is one more expensive? Because of the quality, okay? So to me, one of the coolest parts, I'm going to nerd out here for a second, of the seed to seal process is the distillation process. So Young Living has a whole patented proprietary distillation process, which is how they create the essential oils. So I'm going to give you guys a coffee analogy here to see if you can follow me. So if you think about creating the best cup of coffee, right? You want to get high quality beans. You want them roasted to perfection, ground to the right method you're going to use to make the coffee. The water is boiled to the right temperature. You steep it for the right amount of time. And then you only create one cup of coffee through those grounds. You don't run a second and third batch of water through there and try to serve those as the exact same cup of coffee. Yes? And even to go back to the beginning, I meant to also say, like, you want those beans to come from land that's not genetically modified, etc., right? So in the same way, you want lavender that's grown in land that's never been genetically modified. You want it to be harvested at the right time. There are oils like ylang ylang and jasmine where those flowers literally have to be harvested like in the middle of the night after a full moon. And I'm not making that up. That's like to get the highest quality flower out of that plant. Young Living takes all of those things into account. So you harvest at the right time. You distill at the right temperature and for the right length of time. And then you take that first distillation only and bottle that. So Young Living is one of the only companies committed to using a first distillation only of essential oil. They're not running a second and third distillation and then trying to serve it to you and be like, this is the exact same thing. Whereas there are other companies that do that, mix those together and sell you what is a less expensive product, but the equivalent of a McDonald's coffee. Does that make sense to everyone? So that was a huge thing that sold me. I want to know that I'm getting the very best if I'm going to eat it, put it on my skin, diffuse it into my air. So Young Living starts there. Then they do all very important tests, which Heather and I have toured the warehouse. And we actually got to see all of these crazy tests that they run. I can't even begin to describe them to you because I'm not a scientist. But the thing is, you can go there and learn that and watch that and see all of that. So I encourage you to do that. So we are going to jump now into our favorite oils that come in the starter kit. But before we do that, Heather's just going to talk about a few more safety points with essential oils.
Yes, so essential oils are potent. Jess said it. A little bit goes a long way. So there's a few things I want to tell you about it. So everyone's like, oh, that's a small bottle of oil there that you have. But it takes, I think, like 25 lemons to make this bottle of essential oil, or it could be 75. I can't remember. But the point is, it's like super concentrated, potent, and powerful. So don't put essential oils in your eyes or in your ears. Don't put them in any sensitive skin areas. So also, if an oil accidentally get in your eyes, because I've all had it, like put my peppermints when I need to have a little tension, and you get peppermint in your eye. What you want to do is either flush your eyes with milk or oil. You're not going to put water because oil and water don't mix, so it doesn't actually dilute it out. Also, if you put an essential oil on and it's like, oh, that's kind of hot, that's kind of tingly, just put a carrier oil on the top. Anytime you feel like an oil is a little bit too strong for you, you use a carrier oil. I almost always use a carrier oil because I mix a lot of my things for myself and my kids together. So also when using on children, you're always going to want to dilute. You're going to want to dilute probably more than you would use on an adult. And there are oils called hot oils, and that would be like cinnamon, something spicy. It might be a little stronger, a little more potent on your skin, and you dilute those more. So the last thing I want to say is that citrus oils are photosensitive. So if you put like lime on your face and then you go lay out in the sun, you are probably going to get a really, really bad sunburn because they just make your skin more photosensitive. So also they're totally safe when used properly. It's great to have reference materials, but obviously know that you're not going to be alone. Like, we have groups where we chat, people ask questions. We're here to help you every step of the way. When you get your kit, it's not like, boom, you got your kit, you know what to do. So we like you get started, and we tell you, I have people message me all the time, what was I supposed to use for this? Or, oh my goodness, this just happened, what do I do? And like, we're here, we're not going to leave you hanging. So I'm super excited. I know Jess is excited. We're busting into the oils now, and Jess is going to start it off with lavender.
All right, so guys, the best part about the starter kit is that this is the most carefully put together collection of oils possible. What we're about to talk about is going to cover every system of your body, all facets of your wellness. We're going to tailor a little bit to this whole winter wellness idea, because that's what everyone really wants to know right now, is how to stay well. But we might share with you some other awesome things that the oils do as well. So lavender is probably one of everyone's favorite oils, one that I certainly can't live without. So the camera's on the opposite side of the screen than where I keep looking, so that's super effective. All right, so this is one of the most versatile oils and gentle oils that you're going to find. We call it the Swiss Army knife because you can literally use it for everything. If you are feeling under the weather, one of the best things lavender is going to do is help you calm, relax, fall asleep at night, right? You might add it to a bath. It's one of our favorite oils in this house. We can't live without it. It is in our Essential Rewards order every single month. But we apply it daily, use it daily. It takes 27 square feet of lavender plants to make a bottle of lavender essential oil. And if you go to the farm, you can literally stand in the fields that these come from, and it's a little bit mind-blowing. On to peppermint.
Oh, yeah. So peppermint, I mentioned earlier, I am drinking peppermint water. I do this a lot at nighttime and also actually all day long, but especially at night because I've just eaten a meal, and peppermint is really, a lot of people drink peppermint tea after a meal. It's the same concept. Peppermint's soothing. It helps aid in digestion. Also, you can diffuse peppermint. Remember how I said they come in Vitality and regular as well? So you can diffuse peppermint, you can apply it topically. It's really cooling, so you can make a DIY cooling spray in the summer. I mentioned I like to use it on my temples or my shoulders. It's just got such like a nice tingly effect, and it's super like bright and fresh. So it's great for when I have any sort of like tension or even respiratory stuff. It's great for as well.
Yeah, so lemon is another favorite in the starter kit. So the lemon oils are actually cold pressed from the rind of the lemon. So you don't have any acidity in the lemon essential oil that you would have in a regular lemon. So we all know that adding lemon to your water is really good for you on a daily basis, especially if you're sick too. This can help your body detox and get rid of a lot of the junk that's going on in there. In addition, lemon and any of the citrus oils are super high in antioxidants, which we just talked about, right? Helps combat free radicals, which means supporting your healthy immune system. So we're adding it to our water every day. I might rub it over my liver if I particularly need assistance in that way. It also is very uplifting. So if you're not feeling well, you're kind of in a slump, it's a great thing to diffuse or add to your drink again. But like Heather said, you wouldn't want to use it apply it to your skin and go out in the sun. And then if you're drinking citrus oils in your water, you want to make sure you're using a stainless steel or glass drinking vessel, because the lemon oil is going to eat through plastic or styrofoam or any of the petrochemicals you really don't want to be drinking from anyway.
Yeah, so next one I'm going to tell you about is Copaiba. So Copaiba is tapped directly from the tree rather than distilled. So it's got a really like woodsy kind of relaxing smell. You can actually take this internally. It's in the white Vitality label. I often do this by putting it under my tongue at night. It supports the body's natural response to injury and irritation. So it's something I use in my oral routine a lot. We've also diffused Copaiba as well. It's great with lemon, lavender, and peppermint when you might be changing seasons or something and you just want that respiratory support. And it's super relaxing. You can put it in your bath. It's great for muscles, all kinds of stuff like that. Copaiba, I feel like, is kind of a silent hero that is awesome for lots of different things.
Absolutely. All right, next up is one you've definitely heard of before, frankincense. We all know from the Bible story was given to Christ at the time of his birth. But in addition to that, frankincense is amazing for your skin. I use it on my skin daily, but it's also crazy good for your immune system. So this is something I would put like all up my spine and all over my back, and be sure to use it a lot if I'm feeling better. It also has a really nice grounding property. So again, if you're not feeling well and you're in a mental fog as well, you might use it in that way. That's why we use it in yoga class a lot of times, or you recognize the smell from church. Frankincense is a crazy high frequency oil, so it's going to raise the levels on your immune system very, very quickly.
So the next one I'm going to talk about, I think, is like the one everyone talks about with immune support, and that is Thieves. So Thieves is a blend, and it's got clove, cinnamon bark, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus. So this is one we use all the time, especially this time of year. So you can take this in a capsule. It comes in the Vitality. I use that a lot in a tea because it has that clove. It's nice, and it's got cinnamon. It's nice and spicy and soothing, and you can have that in a warm glass of honey and warm water or your favorite tea. So Thieves is an oil that is on my Essential Rewards order all the time. We apply it to the bottoms of our feet. If we're going to be going somewhere where we know people are passing things around, we're definitely going to be applying Thieves. We're going to be using all of that kind of stuff. So a little fun fact is that Thieves essential oil was inspired by a legend of 4 15th century thieves who made a special combination of clove, rosemary, and other botanicals while they robbed the dead and dying. And so they put this on to protect themselves. Thieves is in like an entire line of products. It's a safe, natural, alternative cleaner. Jess mentioned this earlier. It's like the only cleaner we have in our house. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. I'm going to touch on it again later, but Thieves Cleaner, it doesn't trigger any of the breathing conditions or anything like that. And not like, I remember I used to clean and you're coughing and you feel like you can't breathe and you have to leave the room because you can't breathe because something's so strong. This is non-toxic. It's safe around the kids. My kids even help me clean. You can use it on your fruits and veggies, your floors, your sinks, your granite, your wood tables, like everything. And one bottle this size makes 28 of these bottles. So it's super cost effective. It's a whole lot cheaper. And then the other like supposedly natural cleaners I was buying. And if you look up those supposedly natural cleaners on the Think Dirty app, they have, some of them have really bad scores, and it's just like marketed as, oh, look, we're natural. But we use this on everything. I'm going to talk more about their line later, but this is one thing that is like the first thing I put on my Essential Rewards order when I started.
So Heather just mentioned the Think Dirty app, which is a really cool app you can use to scan products in your house, mostly like personal care products, but they have other things in there too. And they'll tell you on a scale of 1 to 10 how toxic it is and what ingredients are in there that you might not realize. So one of the things that labels can say is the word fragrance, and there's over 100 different types of chemicals that are legally categorized as fragrance that you have no idea what they are or what they might do, and they're not required to label them as anything other than fragrance, which is one of the reasons that we like to use purification oil to address any stinky smells in our house. So instead of adding pumpkin spice candle to whatever our stinky smell is and introducing all those fragrant chemicals into our house, purification is our go-to oil for anything that stinks. So if you cook smelly food, you have gross smelling shoes, a wet dog, you have teenage boys, whatever it is, or if you have someone who's sick, and that comes with sometimes, different smells, purification is going to be one of your, I was trying not to say like they're throwing up, but I've said it now. So purification is a great oil to pull those smells out of the air and really make a difference. You can also use it on your skin if your, skin has become unhappy because of how you're feeling. Rub it over your throat. things like that. So there's a lot of ways to use purification, both to comfort yourself if you're not well and to pull any smells out of the air.
One of the ways we like to use purification is around my kids' ears. That's a great one for that. Also, purification, it purifies the air. So we are always diffusing that, especially when there's people at our house. It smells super fresh, but it also is purifying and cleansing the air at the same time. So I wanted to tell you guys about RC. So I mentioned the diffuser and how I like to get eucalyptus all up in the air when I am sleeping at night, maybe during the day. Sometimes I just stand directly over the diffuser. But RC is a blend of eucalyptus, it's spruce, cypress, and 3 different eucalyptus oils. So it has a very like bright, fresh, like amazing smell. So we apply it to the bottoms of our feet. I'll sometimes apply it to my chest. For my kids, I mix it with that solid coconut oil. Like I melt a little bit and add the oil. And once it solidifies, it's like our own DIY chest rub. So even my little 1-year-old, he gets it on his feet and on his back before bed. And this is great for energy too. So like you can put it on before you go for a run. It helps you breathe and have the clear airway and all that.
So another fantastic oil if you're feeling under the weather is Digize. So this is all about supporting your digestive system as well as your immune system. And guys, there's not a whole lot more to say. It's amazing for your digestive system. So if your stomach is upset for whatever reason, if you're under the weather or you have trouble riding in a car or you ate too much or you ate the wrong thing, this is one of your best friends. So I usually put a drop under my tongue, but you can also rub it on your belly or put it in a capsule and ingest it. Depends on kind of like how hard you're feeling. But this is going to be pretty instantaneous relief, which is amazing.
Digize was definitely one of those oils that gave me the like, oh my goodness, this stuff works kind of feeling after I used it. I've been using it a lot lately. I made my own little. So next one I'm going to share with you guys is Panaway. So Panaway is a blend of 4 oils: wintergreen, clove, helichrysum, and peppermint. So Panaway is like, it smells like icy hot to me. And you apply it after exercise or when you've been doing a lot of work outside or something like that. I'll put it in my bath with some Epsom salts. I like to put it on my wrist after I've been lifting a lot of stuff. This is one of the oils that a lot of people use, and especially men love this oil.
All right, last but not least, self-explanatory, friends, stress away, right? Everybody needs some emotional support, stress to go away. And sometimes if you're not feeling well, everything feels crazy more stressful because it's just harder to do everything. So it can bring a level of calm and peace to you and your house, promotes confidence and a happy, stress-free mood, including pets. We use it with our puppy. I sometimes secretly diffuse it around members of my family who need it but are not on the oily train, to which I say, you're welcome. And it makes a really awesome perfume. People love to wear it as a perfume as well. So we're going to talk to you guys about just a few of our favorite products that do not come in the starter kit, but what we think are essential to supporting our winter wellness. So Heather's going to start with some of her favorites.
So I mentioned already that on my Essential Rewards order, one of the first things I got was the Thieves Household Cleaner. But if you're really looking to get like going for winter wellness, obviously the Thieves Household Cleaner is perfect. But I mentioned they have a whole line of things, and I'm just going to share one other one with you that I think is awesome. And it's the Thieves Hand Purifier. So they have it in this large size and little small ones that you can carry in your purse. Firstly, it smells awesome. I can't even handle the smells of the ones that are supposed to smell like tropical beach sunrise something vanilla cookie, but it smells like peppermint and it smells amazing, and it's so silky on my hands. It's like doesn't dry them out. Even my 1-year-old has used this one. It's just like it evaporates pretty quickly. It smells amazing, and it doesn't dry my skin out. And obviously during this time of year when you're trying to avoid everyone that's passing things around, I'm using this all the time on my kids before we go somewhere, after we leave that place, and all of that kind of stuff. Another thing that I wanted to tell you guys about is ImmuPro. So obviously it's called ImmuPro. It's an immune support supplement. I remember I used to take things before bed to help me sleep when I wasn't feeling well. And this is amazing because it helps me sleep and it gives me like the vitamins and minerals and stuff that I need to support my body when I'm not, when I'm like wanting to stay well or when I just feel a little bit run down. So it has calcium, zinc, selenium, copper, which are all really great for supporting your immune system. And it has melatonin. So it makes me sleep amazing. They're like little chewable tablets. I've even cut them into quarters and given them to my kids, and they sleep amazing. We just did that with traveling, and they slept all night, and I had to wake them up in the morning.
Excellent. All right, some of my favorites are, I make my own immune blend roller. So what I put in here is some oils from the kit, frankincense, thieves, lemon, but I also like to add tea tree and oregano. Oregano is a powerhouse oil if you are supporting your immune system. It's also one of those spicy oils, which is why you want to dilute it or mix it in a blend like this. I'm also obsessed with the Thieves cough drops. These things are amazing. Now, normally I think cough drops are pretty disgusting, and there's a lot of gross chemicals in regular cough drops. These are amazing. I met with a friend the other day who was not feeling well, and she put a handful of Hall's cough drops on the table. She's like, I'm just gonna eat these while we're meeting. And I had these in my purse. I was like, why don't you try this? And she literally put it in her mouth and then was like, I'm having an experience right now. She liked it so much. She just sat there and was like narrating how amazing it was. And I was like, this girl doesn't even like Young Living. So that's amazing, right? But I cannot live without those. And then finally, one of Young Living's amazing supplements is Super C. So this is something I hadn't really tried before, and I ended up getting it for free with one of my orders and loved it. So now I make sure I always have it around. So it's a chewable vitamin C supplement, and I've been using it every day just to make sure I can keep myself above the wellness line. And I think it has made a significant difference this winter. Even though my husband is a teacher and keeps bringing things home from work, we're holding down the fort over here, which is pretty exciting.
Okay, so let's get real. So when someone invited you here today because they care about you, they love you, they want you to feel better, they know that your family's been sick, they've seen you posting, or whatever. It might be me, it might be Jess, and it might be someone else. But you're loved, you're here because someone wants to take care of you and wants to help you out. So I think I want to tell you about the things that are in the products that we're buying every day. Jess mentioned the cough drops. We talked about cleaners and things like that. But the top two causes of death in the United States are, the number 2 cause of death is cancer, is what I was trying to say. But 1,620 people die of cancer a day, and 1 in 3 cases are directly linked to poor diet, physical inactivity, or chemical exposure. So, and the American Cancer Society says only 5 to 10% of those are from gene defects. So the things are things that we can change, which is awesome. It's under our control. So it's about what we allow into our homes. And I know that these are like big things and it seems like, well, that's a little bit of a reach, Heather, but it's not. There's studies coming out all the time that are linking the chemicals that we're exposed to and different health problems that we all have with our hormones, with cancer, with all these other things. But knowledge is power. Now you know it. Like, start taking steps and change it. Do something different. So it's time to kick out the chemicals. Start with cleaner. Start with kicking out your air freshener. Switch to a diffuser. Create like a better environment for your family, for your kids, for your pets, whoever. So you're the gatekeeper, like I said before, and you're in charge of the health of your family. So we pay a lot of money for stuff every month. I can go to Costco and drop $300 like nobody's business because they always have amazing things. Like, I don't know how they do it. It's like all of a sudden I need like 4 new Pyrex containers. And so, but this is important. It's your health. You're investing into things for the future. So if you see where you put your finances, that's typically like what you value and where your priorities are. So Jess is going to tell you a little bit more about how to get started and with the lifestyle of it and really making it a small bite at a time and making it easy to transition everything over.
We like to say once you know better, you can do better. Right? So it's all about taking small steps. We talked about how I threw out everything in my house at once, but that's not what you have to do, right? So the first step is grabbing some essential oils, grabbing some Ningxia and some Thieves, grabbing what we call the starter kit, all of these oils and the super cool diffuser that Heather held up. right? And then jumping on Essential Rewards and using your oils every day and drinking your Ningxia every day. And then every month choosing something in your house that you know in your heart of hearts is full of crap and getting rid of it and choosing something better, right? What can you kick out first? Maybe it's cleaning spray. Maybe it's candles. Guys, it was so hard for me to break up with Yankee Candle. We were in love. We were hardcore in love. And I kept a box of candles for a year and a half, even though I was like, I can't burn these. I can't in good conscience throw them away. There's a lot of money in this box. And I also can't in good conscience give them to someone who will burn them and then die of cancer. So I was like super torn by what to do. I finally sold them at a garage sale and decided not to lose sleep over it. But the thing is, like, I get where you're coming from. You're like, I'm really attached to my cleaner. I'm really attached to my candles. I get it. I know. Whatever your perfume is, you're like, that's my signature smell. But you deserve better. We all deserve better than putting all of this garbage in our home, on our kids, on our families, on our pets every single day. So you have to decide right now, are you and your family and your home worth it? And I hope that the answer to that is yes, because organs don't fail overnight. They fail after years and years of damage and abuse, right? We have to take care of our bodies every single day. If your kid was doing something that you knew was bad for them, would you allow them to do that every single day? You'd step in immediately, right? So you need to do the same thing for yourself. And as you learn all this information about what's in the products that you use and buy, that is your job to help create this new type of lifestyle, right? All right, so really quick, before we let you go, I want you to grab a piece of paper, grab your phone, text yourself, whatever you need to do, and think of like 2 people in your life who need this same information, who are always sick or only use products made of crap, who just need someone to look at them and grab them by the shoulders and shake them and go, I love you and you are better than this. Write down their names and then go be the person who loves them enough to grab them by their shoulders and shake them and say, you deserve better than this. And invite them to this class so they can hear us say it. We'll be the bad guy. You don't have to, right? This is not about selling people things. If you know someone else and you don't like me, that's fine. Go somewhere else. But do the right thing. Get essential oils and crap-free products into your house and into your life, right? Okay, like Heather said, you were invited here today because somebody cares about you enough to say to you, you deserve better, right? All right, so think about who those people are in your life that need this information, right? So we're gonna tell you how you can grab the oils that you need, and then we will bid you good night.
All right, so someone invited you here because they love you, is what Jess just said. So whoever invited you here tonight, they're gonna help you get started. They're gonna have a link for you to go and for you to get your kit. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna grab your premium starter kit. You're gonna pick out which diffuser you want. There's like a few different options, and your friend can help you pick the right one for you. When you sign up for Essential Rewards, you're going to select whichever items you want to add on and change this month. It might be a bajillion things. It might be like a few things that you're like, okay, I really want to change this over this month. I really want to ditch my cleaner. I really want to get this Ningxia Red and get those antioxidants. So whatever it is, you're just going to pick those things that you feel really important to get on your order. Then you can go ahead and start building your Essential Rewards order for next month and thinking about what you're going to change over next month. So they're going to have a link for you. They're going to help you get started. If you have any questions, pop them below. Like Jess said, share this video with people because it'll be up. It'll be available for them to view. And I can't wait for you all to be added to our Oily group and ask questions. I can't wait to see you around there. And we're going to be chatting and getting to know each other really well. So
we appreciate you guys spending like a whole hour of your night with us tonight. We know, especially back to school and work this week. We get it. We know it's busy and crazy, and someone in your life is probably not feeling well. So we really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us. We hope you learned something awesome tonight, and we love you guys enough to say you deserve better.
Bye, you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks so much for catching my class and taking the time to watch it all. I hope you enjoyed it and learned some fun things. For your oils to get the hookup, check the link in the description below, and I can't wait to chat with you and get your family set up. Bye!